about we just go and do a prayer? We'll go right in to our. We're going to go into the daily word right now. This is what we're doing now. So if you will go and get in your heart space, if you will, it's the same thing. It's a prayer. It's just connecting with Source. It's getting us ready for this wonderful message that we're going to have. So we're just going to take a deep breath in and out. And it's on world peace. The peace of my soul brings peace to the world. The Bible's sacred pairing, such as lions and lambs, and swords and plowshares, reveal that peace becomes possible when I and others hold life's polarities in harmony. These verses remind us that wholeness arises not from opposition, but from integration. Within all people, strengths and tenderness, boundaries and compassion, courage and vulnerability arises from the same divine source. Lion and lamb, they're not rivals. They are facets of one creation. A sword and a plow are not contradictions, but they are different tools for transformation. Peace begins when we see that opposites begin within and around us can be allies rather than adversaries. As this realization take root, any impulse to defend or harden begins to fade. And in Isaiah 2:4, they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nations shall not lift up sword against nation. And so it is.
Don't anybody talk. It says, be still. We're going to use this song. Am I on? I think that's on the board. You can hear through this? I'm coming through? Okay. I think the guitar was good. Oh, just... Guitar's coming through, right? Yeah, that's good. Well, what do you know? We're here for Christine, our tech person. Okay, back to our meditation. We're going to use this little chant just to go into a place of stillness. And I love what it invites. It's a simple phrase, be still and know I am God. In the stillness to sit just in the I am presence, the God presence. So it's so simple. So let's let our eyes close. Take a deep breath. Settle in. Still and know I am God. Please join me. Be still and know I am God. Be still and know I am God. Still and know I am God. Add a harmony if you want to. Be still and know I am God. Be still and know I am God. still and know I am God. Just sit in the silence. Be still and know I am God. We come to unity to just be still, and to know the God inside. To be still and know the I am. To fan the flames of that core self that we are. To remember and to bring that stillness to every moment in our week. To be still and know our deepest self. If you get lost in your week, maybe just remember that phrase, be still. It's like a calling to come home. Be still. Come home to the peace, to the strength of your stillness. Be still and know. I invite you to whisper to yourself, be still, and then take a deep breath. Maybe the answer is simple. Be still and know the I am within you, as you, through you, and showing up in this world. so it is. And so we are. Amen. In this life that lies before you, in the world it holds in store for you all the joys and challenges and the love of God. Life is whole and you know it. You are whole and you show it through your smiles and through your tears, through your love of God. It's easy to be on the mountaintop. It's easy to be in the world. The same God is here, and He will not stop. So don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. In this life that lies before us, in the world it holds in store for us all the joys and challenges and the love of God. Life is whole and we know it. We are whole and we show it through our smiles and through our tears, through our love of God. It's easy to be on the mountaintop. It's easy to be in the world. The same God is here, and she will not stop. So don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. In this life that lies before you, in the world it holds in store for you all the joys and challenges and the love of God. Life is whole and you know it. You are whole and you show it through your smiles and through your tears, through your love of God. Thank you. All right, we switched mics, we're good. All right. I love that song. I'm going to tell you a little story about the song in a minute. So today, the emphasis is just reminding ourselves of God's presence always around us. It's such a simple, obvious truth in a way, and so core to just living life moment to moment. Like, why wouldn't we just stop and remember, I'm wrapped in God's presence. You know, this is what we're living in. And it's so easy to get lost and forget. I shouldn't say that, knock on plastic. But So I want to go into that. And my little journey today is going to be how this message has shown up to me over the years when, I'll say, a portal opens up and a new song comes in. So many beautiful messages and phrases have come to me that become reminders in my life. And often when a song comes in, I'll find myself in tears because I can feel what it's going to be for other people. It's like, wow, I can already feel it touching people, that this thing just arrived. And I know that there's truth here that's going to reverberate and help. And that's just precious to me. But just to go ahead and mess up the beautiful energy I've just created, I have a bad joke for you. And then we'll get back to the essence of God's presence. But this is just cute, and I love a good joke. So this is a neighbor boy. There's a 10-year-old boy, and his family doesn't go to church. But one of his friends, that family does go to church every Sunday. And so this family invited the boy to come along and just want to go to church with your buddy. And he says, sure. So he goes, and he comes back home, and he's back home in his house in the kitchen. And his mom asked, so what was your church experience like? What happened for you? And he said, well, it was fun, met some nice people, and very nice. And there's just this one thing that was so odd. And, well, what are you talking about? I said, well, they sang this song in the middle of the service, and I think they were singing about a bear, and this bear is cross-eyed, and he had the weirdest name. His name was Gladly. She said, really? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, the song went, Gladly the Cross-Eyed Bear. Got it? You might have to come from more of a fundamental background. I would gladly bear the cross, so Gladly the Cross-Eyed Bear. Okay, anyway. Okay, back to essence. Don't tell that joke to anybody. Okay. You just got it? It takes a while to get to the back of the room. What? Go, yeah, stop. Okay. Early in my life, in my 20s, in the introduction mentioned, I transitioned from this beginning career in architecture into what I'm doing now. And before I left my cubicle, I did get to know Unity Church, and I got involved in a large church in Houston. And one of the things that attracted me was they had a music program where people, like this troupe of musicians of 15 people, would put on these different programs a few times a year. I got involved. And one of the things we ended up doing is, once we kind of put together our production, we took it all the way up from Houston to where I was living to the Grand Tetons for a big New Thought conference. And we were singing there, and I just felt like, oh my God, this is my best life. I'm doing what feeds my heart, what expresses who I am. And I got so blown away that like every day, at some point, you would find me somewhere on my knees crying because like the universe zapped me, like just what is happening? Just this joy of fulfillment and inspiration just would throw me to the ground practically, just in tears of joy. And then at the end of this time away, it was time to go back to my cubicle, on the 4th floor of an office building. Like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to fit this big expanded being back into that little place? And okay, now I'm drafting. And as like the day I arrived back is when the song came to me. So here I am in the Grand Tetons in the mountains having a mountaintop experience, a peak experience. And now I'm shoved back into regular life. And that song came to tell me that simple truth. The same God is here in our daily grind. And we've all had peak experiences, haven't we? I think you wouldn't be in this room if you hadn't had some glimmer that there's more. Sometimes they're amazing. And sometimes you want to hang on to that, right? Oh, if I could just stay there. Well, no dark, no light, no lows, no peaks. But we can remember the same God, and that's a great phrase, I think. The same God is here in this mess, and whatever the chaos is today, or the challenge. It's not always chaos, but sometimes we forget. The presence of God is always here. The same God is here. Don't be fooled. That was a great lesson for me. It's like, oh, you can breathe. And great things are happening in our daily lives and in unity. We're not at a mountaintop. But maybe this hour or two is kind of a mountaintop for us, a weekly reminder. Stay in that presence, that mindset, that heart. The same God is here. This is a journey through a few of the messages, again, that have come through songs. A song we're going to close with today is called Take Your Power Back. And it's not about macho power. It's not about standing up to bullies. It's reclaim who you are at your core. Again, the I am presence. Take that power back. And I love the way this song opens. The lyrics are, to me, are so beautiful. It starts out, I know you remember. I know you remember. There are times in your life when you've walked in a state of grace. Again, recall that, bring that awareness to our daily presence. When we get caught up in chaos, stop, breathe, be still. I know you remember. Take that power back, who you are at your core. And the song goes on to talk about it's beyond your problems, it's beyond even your beliefs. Those are layers. Problem being what we believe. Beliefs can be so locked, and so it's the truth behind all of that. Presence of God, who you are, the power we walk around with each day. I had an experience, I've written a lot of songs on the big island of Hawaii at retreats there, and I've written a lot of songs in Italy at retreats there. So, the openings happen, and then boom, the sky opens, songs come through. I don't know if I've ever said this to this group before, but I mentioned it's kind of like a portal opens up when a song comes in. And it's like there's an energy coming, and it kind of happens in the form of a song. But it's kind of like I got to sit at this campfire, and the song captures whatever the vibration is, however, I don't know how to put it, the message, the truth in that form. And then when I play that song for you later, it's like I'm not singing a song, I'm reopening a portal. I'm reactivating the energy. And then that same energy captured in the song then vibrates into this room. I think that's powerful.
Yeah, that's great. Well, that's good for you to have that experience.
Yeah, I get to live in it. Yeah. So it's powerful. Some awareness. I'm sure you do that too. Some way that you create, you're tapped into the divine, you pull it in, and then when you do that again, other people feel that, or show them your artwork, or whatever creativity. We are children of the Creator with like talents. So anyway, I'm sitting on the coast in Hawaii. Actually, I go to the coast and write a lot, and in this case, I was walking out at night. It got to where I felt like I picked up my guitar instead of a briefcase going to work. I was picking up my guitar and going to work. I'm going to go out and open up another portal. That's what it was, and just keep going to the well. And so I had my guitar, I was walking down, and it was dark, there was no moon at night, and it's a retreat center on a coast, very quiet coast road with pretty much zero traffic. And you get out to the road, out of the retreat center, take a left, and you're immediately in this tunnel of trees, which is just beautiful to walk through. In the daytime, you hear the ocean to the right. So I'm out here at night, no moon, and I get this crazy idea. I'm going to close my eyes and walk through the tunnel of trees and see if I get to the other side without falling in a ditch. Like this trust walk. Like, God, I'm just going to do this trust thing. And it was kind of weird. And halfway through, my mind, your mind, however your mind is, start thinking, wolves are going to come bite my ankles or snakes. There's no wolves or snakes, but my mind goes crazy and with the fears of what's going to happen. But I just kept going, and I got to the other end and opened my eyes, and the stars were brighter than ever. It's no moon, just like wow. And it was kind of this fun trust trusting the presence of God. I'm going to walk through a fear. And I sat down, and the song came about that. And I want to read you a few of the words. I know your loving is always with me, in even the darkest night. I know your loving is always with me, awaking my holy sight. I know your loving is always with me, embracing me when I'm afraid. And then finally, I know your loving is always with me. You're keeping the promise you made. Isn't that beautiful? It's an unspoken promise, but God will always be there. God's presence is always here. You know, A Course in Miracles talks about releasing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence. It's really just us, to get past our fears, our beliefs, our sense of problems. God's presence didn't go anywhere. It's not somewhere over there. Oh, I hope I find God's presence someday. No, it's just remove the blocks to what's here. I have a friend, Alan Cohen. I remember once in a workshop, he said, if you feel distant from God, who moved? I know your loving is always with me. I was on an island in Italy, a little 4-acre island. And again, I just had this workshop exercise, blown wide open, and went and took space. And another song about the I Am Presence came through. It's called I Am the Wind. And I was just feeling God's presence and everything around me. And on this little island, you can see the water from pretty much any direction, and feel the wind and the sun and the sense of this little rock poking out of the Mediterranean I'm sitting on. And the words came, I am the wind, I am the sun, I am the water, I am the earth resting beneath you. Feel God's presence all in everything. Can you just take a moment, feel God wrapping, feel that presence wrapping arms around you? In that song, there's even a line, rest on my shoulder, rest your head. Tell me your story. I feel like the universe is always listening. There's always a presence ready to receive you. You hear people talk about a personal relationship with God. Well, have a conversation. There's a song that also came on that same island, and I just had another workshop exercise, lying on the floor, blown away, and a voice came in and it said, love has always been here for you. It's the same message. Love has always been here for you. Let's say it as a me statement. Will you say that? Love has always been here for me? And put your hands right here on your microphone. Love has always been here for me. Let's do that again. Love has always been here for me. Maybe sometimes it doesn't feel like it. But behind it all, can you feel a presence? There's another line in that song I thought was beautiful and has a great little truth in it. When I was writing this, I was sitting in a little chapel from the year 250 A.D., sitting on the floor, just a little door open, and there was about a 400 or 500-year-old little small windmill right there, 100 feet away. And it inspired the next lyric. It says, like the wind that moves the windmill, you may never see what lifts you. You can't see the wind, but it's doing what it does. We don't always think we see God's presence, but we know it. We know things are happening. Like the wind that moves the windmill, you may never see what lifts you still into the heavens. There's another line in that song. Everyone who's ever known you brings a gift that blesses you for life. Everyone who's ever known you brings a gift. Sometimes it doesn't feel like gifts, the people we meet, right? It's like, that's a gift? Well, it's all for your growth. There's a gift. In Hawaii, I was sitting on the coast and had my guitar, and it's daytime this time, and I started feeling this kind of jungle rhythm. My guitar said, "What's going on here?" And just and a song, a little 4-line song came called "Golden Lotus Blossom," and the little poem is let's see. Okay, now I can't remember it. Like a golden lotus blossom in the middle of the ocean, my faith in you is awesome, and I feel such deep devotion. And the feeling I was getting was this flower far from shore, kind of lost away from the shore, and maybe not feeling safe. Now the other part of the song is, it's just God is singing to the flower, "Feel my love, feel my love," and so those two lines interweave, and it dawned on me as I was hearing all this happening in my head that the flower's not sinking, it's being held up. Maybe there's ways we feel like we're sinking, but we're not. We're still here, being held up. Feel my love. Feel my love. Let God whisper that to you sometime. We opened this service with a song called "In the Presence." I didn't even get to sing the whole thing, but live your life in the presence. Fill each day with the essence, as life brings its lessons to you. There's a line in there about standing on centered ground, I remember me again. Sometimes we get thrown off center. Come back, be still, come back to remembering. I remember me again. Oh yeah. Do you ever do that? He's like, oh, I got out of control. I got angry. Oh wait, I know I'm a spiritual person. I know I'm a loving person. Oops. Anyone had a oops this week? I did. Standing on centered ground, I remember me again. Come back. When I first got on the spiritual journey, I encountered a book called "Be Here Now" by Ram Dass. Does that ring a bell? Can I say if show hands who's come across that book? Yeah, it was a big deal in the 70s. Anyone around in the 70s? Sometimes the title says it all. Be here now. Just come present moment. Come to where, that's the only place God's presence is, right? We all know that. I apologize, I'm telling you things you already know. Sometimes we just come to be reminded and hear it maybe a slightly different way. So that was super impactful to me, the book Be Here Now. And I ended up crossing paths with Ram Dass about 5 different times. And the last time was particularly delightful because I was singing at a church up in Seattle, and after the service, I was giving the guest talk, and the minister was there anyway, and she said, we both had spent some time on Maui. I used to live on Maui. She lived part-time on Maui then, and she said, "Hey, when's the next time you're coming back to Maui?" I said, "Well, actually, I'll be there in a few months in February." "Oh, when?" And I told her, "Oh, that's perfect. There's a wonderful big Hawaiian concert happening, Hawaiian music concert, and why don't you come along? I'm going to be having dinner with Ram Dass before. You can join us for dinner, and then we'll go to the concert together." I went, "What? Really?" Now, if you don't know Ram Dass, he's a wonderful spiritual leader. He's had a big effect on a lot of people, and so I had the delight of spending time with him. And I think the most impactful thing was when I arrived for dinner, and she and he were already there, and I walked in, and someone let me in, and they were both sitting in the living room with their eyes closed, just in meditation. And I walked in, I've never felt such stillness. It's like, wow. Just like, boom. So just to walk into that, again, it's God's presence, the same God. The same God is here. And it's just sometimes we get big reminders. And that was just a gift for me. So I'm going to wrap it up with the song that we sang for the meditation, "Be Still." Now there's another book that I encountered in the 70s called The Impersonal Life. Does that ring a bell with anybody? It's about this size. And I heard that Elvis had a copy of that book. It's written in the 40s, a spiritual book. And it was within that book, about halfway through, that it invited us to do a meditation. And it used those words of be still and know, I am God. And what it said was on the in-breath, just silently in your head, just say those words, be still and know. Exhale, I am God. Be still and know, I am God. And so I began to do that in my daily practice. And it just took me to, again, that place of into the stillness, spending time with the I am presence, the God presence, and just almost activating, reminding, warming up that place that's already in us. And then this is when I was like 26 or something, and I was no longer doing the cubicle thing, at least at that time, and I was working a temporary job. There's drudgery. This job was drudgery. I won't go into it, but basically I was testing chips for Intel for 8 hours. Bad chip, good chip, good chip, good. 8 hours, drudgery. And I thought, well, as long as I'm sitting here doing this for 8 hours, maybe I can, on the in-breath, be still and know. On the out-breath, I am God. Be still and know. And after 15 or 20 minutes, a little melody showed up. Oh, now I'm going to sing it. Be still and know I am God. So now I'm singing that for 7.5 hours at Intel. And that's how the song was born. And it's affected so many people. That was 1979. It's almost coming up on its 50th anniversary. And it's such a simple truth. Come back. That same God is here. Be still and know. Be still and know. About a year later, I was traveling, less than a year later, traveling for the first time ever in Europe. And I'll close with this story. I went all over Europe, ended up in Scotland, hitchhiking around. And I thought, oh, isn't there a spiritual community up here called Findhorn? Has anyone heard of Findhorn? And it started in the 70s, early 70s, I think, and it's great, a conglomeration of people in all different spiritual paths living together in community. And I think it's like 50, 100, 120 people, famous for gardens that grew cabbages that were bigger than you could imagine. That was kind of their calling card that got people's attention because they were working with the devas and the fairies. So anyway, I drop in for a day, end up staying for 4 weeks. My schedule was open. And toward the end of being there, they had a talent show in this big universal hall that they still hadn't finished building. And there were like 70, 80 people in there. And I borrowed someone's guitar. I ended up singing Be Still and Know I Am God for the first time with a group. And it was fantastic. In the big echoey hall, and everyone was singing, big voices. It was like, what just happened? And when it faded down into silence, I was just, again, in tears, blown away. And it felt like an initiation for me that this is what you're supposed to be doing. Because the energy and there's the oh my godness of it, it's like, there's something here. Just that simple practice of receiving that awareness of presence and then conveying it. That's really my work. Just receive it and then convey it. We all do that. The same God is here. Be still and know. Thank you.
Charley, for that message of remembrance of the presence of God. Thank you so much. We want to thank everyone for actually showing up and coming. There were so many people that helped make this service, and thank you for all of them. You know, we could go on and on with the list. It's just everyone is giving and supportive. And if you have a talent, feel free to sign up for us. There's things outside. I'd like to go and to talk a little bit about our retreat that's coming up October 23rd through the 25th. at Lakewood Retreat in Brooksville. And today's the day. Today's the deadline. If you're going to stay, make sure that you talk with Gail because we have to have some of the deposits in. But consider coming. If you're going to come, you don't have to stay. That's the thing about it. You could just come and experience. We do need to know, though, because we have to account for some food. But really kind of open up your heart for this because this will be all of us that you see every Sunday in a different environment. So please consider that. And every Thursday, not every Thursday. Yes, I'm confused because Kimberly is going to fill in for Sarah that she does a meditation and healing circle every Sunday. So feel free to come to that. It will always be open for us. And then Kimberly is also going to do on Saturday. She's been starting to do that Saturday and been very successful. Saturday the 25th at 4 o'clock, her kirtan. And next Sunday will be Conscious Creator or Us. I like that. I like to see that with Reverend Marsha McCartney. So feel free to come for that as well. And we'll now prepare ourselves for our gifts and tithes. So if the ushers will come forward. And together we'll have an affirmation. I give thanks from all my blessings. I share my gifts freely, and I receive gratefully. I am in the flow of abundant life.
For the love you give to me, and I thank you, yes I thank you, for the love you let me be. Hey Chuck, is there an I thank you slide? No? Well, I'll do a different song then. No. And I thank you, yes I thank you, for the love you give to me. And I thank you, yes I thank you, for the love you let me be. As I go my way through challenges, knowing gentleness of mind, it's your love that always balances, and I feel you close behind. And I thank you. So in a minute, is this on? Okay. In a minute, we're going to close with Take Your Power Back. Just wanted to mention I have a table out in the lobby if you'd like to take some of my music home. I'm also, just had a spot open up on my Tuscan Sun Lake Como tour. So I got one single room available. You can take a look at this flyer. There's a retreat in Assisi, a classic Italy retreat, and in the spring, another Sicily, Amalfi Coast. So pick up a flyer and see if that calls to you. My wife is also super creative. You might have seen some hats. So these say Keep Her Wild. There are several different beanies. We knocked the price down to $5 each. If you like a little something, if you're having a bad hair day, you can take that and remind yourself of something good about you. There's 3 different phrases like just being me and Sacred Heart, Wild Soul. So take a look at that and thumb drives if you want. all of my music for $25 on a thumb drive. I used to be shy about talking about my stuff. I'm not anymore. Okay, so I know you remember there are times in your life when you've walked in a gentle state of grace and all your problems and all your beliefs were erased. They were erased by a smile on your face. Take that power back. So will you stand up for this one? And dancing is encouraged. I know you remember there are times in your life when you've walked in a gentle state of grace, and all your problems and all your beliefs were erased by a sweet smile on your face. Take your power back that you've been given, get it back like you had it before. Take your power back that you've been given, get it back, and you'll have even more. There's no use trying to get by it. You can't bypass this place in the road. Will you turn up my mic? And all your problems, all your beliefs were erased by a sweet smile on your face. Take your power back that you've been given, get it back like you had it before. Take your power back that you've been given, get it back, and you'll have even more. Take your power back that you've been given, get it back like you had it before. Take your power back that you've been given, get it back, and you'll have even more. Have even more. Have even more. Thank you.
All right, so let's do the prayer for protection. We all know it. Come on. The light of God surrounds me. I am light. The love of God enfolds me. I am love. The power of God protects me. I am power. The presence of God watches over me. I am presence wherever you are. God is, and I am divine. Woohoo!